ええ、あれは忘れもしない。1987年4月のことです。私は友人からある奇妙な依頼を受けました。とある大富豪の遺品である蔵書が大量に競売にかけられていて、その一部に民族学的にも考古学的にも、あるいはオカルト的な意味でも極めて価値の高いものが含まれていると思われる、その価値を内密に見てほしいというのです。
87年、六軒島での事件の半年後。
さようです。それらの蔵書は六軒島での難を逃れたものと説明されていました。それを島の所有者である後宮エバ氏が競売に出したというのです。
This was apparently a high-class restaurant. A middle-aged man was sitting across from Ange in a secluded and quiet seat. Amakusa could be seen by the entrance. He was probably keeping a lookout for pursuers from the Sumadera family. The scholarly man across from Ange spoke politely but with enthusiasm. He didn't lay a finger on the food in front of him, so you could tell how excited he was as he spoke fervently. He was a professor at a certain college, and particularly well known as an authority on Western folklore. However, among his life works, that was only a convenient exterior. His true life work was the study of occultism, Western magic, alchemy, and everything else to do with the occult, as well as demonology. In short, he was the person in the best position to understand the details of Kinzo's research. So, we've got Professor Otsuki. A professor at a certain college, well known as an authority on the subject of Western folklore. He's also famous for his hobby, researching the Rokkenjima witch legend as one of the witch hunters. The primary focus of the witch hunt is the pasting together of occult stories to try and make them match with the Rokkenjima incident, making it much more of a mental game for dilettantes and enthusiasts of the mystical than a scientific investigation into the truth of the crime.
まず蔵書を鑑定して分かったことは、後宮エバ氏には民族学的な教養は全くなく、そしてその蔵書の本来の持ち主である後宮金蔵氏は、日本で五子に入る悪魔学の権威であったことは間違いないということです。
April 1987. A major city antique shop obtained a large quantity of ancient documents that were thought to have a high historical value. They were entrusted with them by Ushinomiya Eva, who wanted them to be sold at an auction. At the time, it was thought that Eva would succeed the Yoshinomiya family, and have all the wealth to herself as the only survivor. However, at that point, not even half a year had passed since the accident, and the others had not been missing long enough to be presumed dead, even under extraordinary circumstances. Because of that, Eva had supposedly been in a very tight spot financially, unable even to collect on her family's life insurance. It seems she tried to sell everything of value, and even the books kept in the place where she'd escaped harm in, Kuwadorian, were used for this purpose. Well, it seems that, at least it seems that there's now a confirmation outside of just saying it in red that Kuwadorian does exist, so I guess I'm gonna have to accept that. These old books, which would eventually be called the Yoshidamiya Library, were later gathered from antique shops by authorities in the field so that they could be appraised. And those authorities were astounded.
少なくとも神秘学の見地から言えば、その発見が世界に与えた衝撃は 司会文書発見にも匹敵するものでした。後ろ宮蔵書にはなんと1000年以上にもわたる間、その存在だけが知られているにもかかわらず、発見されていなかった数々の極めて重要な文献さえ含まれていたからです。
The many dreams of the occult, such as those represented by alchemy, always stirred an intense fascination in dilettantes. It is whispered that many magic books of great historical value, currently unknown to the public, might be in the secret possession of extremely wealthy lovers of the occult. Items such as Leonardo da Vinci's notebooks, which are particularly popular among dilettantes, are said to be the prime example of this. It is said that approximately 5,000 pages of these notebooks currently exist, and that over 10,000 have been lost, but some researchers believe that a large part of this lost portion may be monopolized by certain enthusiasts and members of the extremely rich. It is said that because of this, even now, dilettantes who can't help but seek these spare no expense to search around for quietly hoarded away and unannounced notebooks. There is probably no doubting that Ushiromiya Kinzo was himself one of those dilettantes. No one knows what Kinzo went through to obtain those. But there can be no mistake that he used his vast wealth freely, buying them off of other rich people with the same hobby as him. And those books, which were so valuable that enthusiasts could never satisfy their desire to hoard them away, were discovered in large numbers at the end of the 20th century. And their release to the public had given the entire world a massive shock.
この一件により、六軒島の名は全世界に知れ渡ることになります。そして同時に、六軒島の事故によって、未発見のさらに価値ある蔵書が大量に失われた可能性が高いことも、全世界に衝撃を与えました。これにより、六軒島と後宮蔵書の名は、我々にとって生涯忘れないものとなったのです。
Our memories. That hour probably meant the occult neck of the woods with the same hobby as Kinzo. Because of that incident, the name of Rokkenjima had taken on a vital meaning in the world of the occult. There certainly had been a lot of reporting about the accident on Rokkenjima itself, but not on an international level. However, this one part had spread across the world. Taking the image of Rokkenjima as a small island in the Izu archipelago and painting it over as a demonic island where riddles, suspicion, mystery, and the occult met. In other words, until Kinzo's library was leaked to the public by Eva, Rokkenjima had been merely a nameless island that no one could remember, and certainly not the island of a witch. However, when knowledge of the Ushinomiya library spread all over the planet, Rokkenjima's image immediately took on an occult twist.
そして、そこへ起こるのが例のメッセージボトル事件です。これがあの島を魔女の島に変えた。伊豆諸島の無名の小島がオカルトの島へ、そして謎の魔女ベアトリーチェの島へと変遷していったのです。後宮蔵書とメッセージボトル、このどちらが欠けても六軒島魔女伝説は成り立たなかったと言えます。
メッセージボトル。
はい、空の瓶に手紙を封印し海に投じるという不特定対象への通信方法です。無人島から SOS を発信するというのが有名ですが、海外の有名推理小説の影響で自らの死後に真実を告白するという時間差的な遺書としても知られるようになりました。六軒島メッセージボトル事件はまさにこの後者だったのです。
近くの島の漁師が拾っていたというやつですね。
さようです。式根島の若い漁師が 手紙入りのワインボトルを拾っていたことが分かったのです。この若い漁師は興味本位からそれをたまたま保管していました。それが後宮蔵書で六軒島が世界的注目を浴びたため公表したというのです。
その漁師による捏造の可能性は？
もちろんその可能性も否定できませんでした。ワインボトル内のノート片には後宮家のとある人物の署名がされていました。後宮マリアという少女です。しかし彼女の遺品の肉筆から別人の筆跡であることが確認されました。
Interesting. So that means there's a possibility that she didn't actually write it.
別人の筆跡？
さようです。少なくとも少女より達筆で年齢のある人物によって書かれたことは疑いようがないでしょ
う。Maybe not, though. So I bet if Ange were to get a glimpse at it, she would be able to recognize the handwriting immediately.
彼女の名を語った何者かが執筆した可能性が極めて高かったのです。よってこの時点ではノート片の内容の信憑性は薄いと考えられました。
However, later on it was confirmed that a similar message bottle had been recovered from the nearby ocean on the day of the accident by the police in their search for lost articles, and this caused a sensation.
警察は現場の状況とボトルの封印状況から捏造の可能性は低く、事故直前の数日以内に投棄したものと判断したようです。また双方の筆跡は一致しました。これにより漁師の発見したノート片の信憑性が増すこととなりました。メッセージボトルの内容については週刊誌などが繰り返し報道しているようですが、説明がいりますかな？
いいえ、一応知っていますので。
Many scraps of paper had been stuffed into both of the wine bottles. It was an extensive notebook written by someone calling themselves Ushinomiya Maria, but who wasn't Maria, and which told of the events starting the day before the accident and up until the day of the accident in a diary-like way. And its contents had been the beginning of the Witch's Legend serial murder incident, as well as the Golden Witch Beatrice's puzzle.
この奇妙な日記風式には、台風で島に釘付けにされた後宮家の親族たちが魔女復活の儀式に巻き込まれ、次々に不可解な方法で殺されていく様子が記されていました。
The thing is, in this timeline, Maria was only alive for the first 6 murders, so I'm not sure that she could have actually written this, unless it was only because like the first 6 died at the same time, supposedly, so dying one by one, I don't know if she could have actually written that. In this timeline, at least.
そして最後に黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェが蘇り、全てを黄金鏡に飲み込む。
And Maria wasn't around to witness that, so I don't know.
まるでそれこそが当日の全容であるかのように記されていました。また当時の島の状況についても非常に詳しく描写されており、後宮家に勤務したことがある元の使用人たちは間違いなく内部に詳しい人間が書いたに違いないと証言しました。
そのおかしな幻想小説と後宮蔵書以降のオカルトブーム、そして結局は真相は闇の中という3つが合わさり、六軒島の魔女伝説を生み出したと。
さようです。すでに10年以上が経過した事件ですが、未だに世界のオカルトマニアの関心を集めています。いや、むしろ時間を得てますますに神格化されたと言っていい。上陸禁止になっている六軒島に密かに上陸しようというマニアも未だに多いとか。 未だ未発見のメッセージボトルがあるのではないか。そしてあの日、あの島で本当は何があったのか、未だに議論はつきませんとも。
As though he had finally remembered that he'd been going on and on for some time, the man took a gulp of water. His potage was getting cold, but it seemed that the man's hunger had already been blown away.
確か漁師のノート編と警察のノート編で内容が全く違うと聞きましたが。
さようです。このせいでロッキン島ミステリーはさらに面白みが増したのです。2つのボトルの中身はどちらも事故前日から当日までを記した日記風の式です。しかしその内容は共に前日から当日を記した内容であり、にもかかわらず内容は全く異なったのです。まるでどちらかが真実でどちらかが虚偽のように、あるいは両方とも虚偽なのかもしれない。
I would really like it if they would actually give us the notes so that we could read them.
しかし始まりと終わりだけは一致するのです。始まりは親族たち18人は台風で島に閉じ込められた。そして終わりは全員が死に黄金の魔女がよみがえり、全ては黄金鏡に飲み込まれる。
Except supposedly Ava survived, so I don't know, that doesn't really match up to reality. The contents of both message bottles wrote about the events of the day before the accident and the day of the accident, but the details were completely different. Both diaries outline a serial murder following the epitaph of the witch, but the order of the sacrifices, the way they died, and even the tale of the 2 days were different. However, in both, everyone died in the end, and the witch revived, making for the same general plot.
あの島で何があったのか、唯一の生存者である後宮エヴァ氏が沈黙していた以上、あの2日間の出来事は全てが闇の中です。この2つの日記はその闇を埋める仮説をこともあろうか2つも提示してみせたのです。どちらの日記でも2日間を説明できる。しかしどちらが正しいのか、あるいは正しいことが含まれているのかさえわからないのです。
Schrodinger's cat box. If it isn't denied, even a mixture of truth and fiction can be the truth. Through the media, these scraps of paper had of course been shown to Ava as well, but in the end, she never broke her silence.
誰が何のためにメッセージボトルを？
事件10周年特集を組んだ雑誌が以前大々的に取り上げたでしょう。あの仮説が今日では最も支持を集めているようです。しかし面白みには欠ける。あの島であの日何が起こったのか、それを考えるのがウィッチハントの醍醐味なのですな。
ウィッチハント？
ああ、ロッキン島ウィッチハントとは、この事件の真相をオカルトの側面から説明しようと試みるマニアの集いのことです。
So I feel like we've heard that before. Something... No, it doesn't say a witch hunt here, but... Okay, yeah. It said it here. I just didn't really put it together. But yeah, he's... Basically, I was thinking of witch hunters in a more, like, literal sense, but it's more of like a... They're hunting the story of the witch rather than the witch itself. Right here, I'm pretty sure it says... Yeah, she's a hunter of witches, who will fell them all. But really, by hunting them, she's hunting their story or the truth about them, rather than hunting them combatively. Although, I mean, for witches, I suppose that's one and the same.
後宮蔵書から謎の2日間、そして黄金の魔女の伝説など、六軒島に関わる謎は今でもマニアの間で盛んに議論されているのです。10周年の時にはニューヨークで国際コンベンションも開かれました。私も日本の代表として参加してきましてね。海外の熱心なウィッチハンターと様々な交流をしてきましたよ。海外では魔女はとても人気のあるカテゴリーでしてね。参加者の年齢幅も下は小学生から上は著名な文化人まで実に幅広い。日本でも近年ようやく。
You probably don't need any more explanation, but he's one of the most famous Rokkenjima witch hunters in Japan. Even though I didn't ask anything more, he kept continuing on excitedly all by himself. As I swirled the thin film on my potage with my spoon, I shrugged my shoulders and sighed. Looks like researching about the message bottle really was a waste of time. No, if there's one thing I've found, it's that the notebook supposedly written by Maria One-chan was actually written by a different person faking her name. And that person wrote up an occult legend of their own, put it into the bottle as though it was the truth, and threw it into the sea. I have a question. Why would they go to all the trouble of writing so much in order to prepare a suspicious letter like that? With a message bottle, there'd be no guarantee that it'd ever pass into anyone's hands. If their luck had been bad, it could have sunk in the ocean, never to be seen by anyone. And even if someone had picked it up, they might have not cared about it and thrown it away. Why would they entrust their confession of the truth to the sea with such an uncertain method? And why would they write up multiple differing tales? If there'd been one message bottle claiming that its story was the truth might be reckless, but not impossible. However, because there were two, that made both of them doubtful. If someone was plotting to make out those 2 days to be the work of a witch, then they really did go one step too far. And because there were two, it suggests that an undiscovered third one, or possibly even more, might exist. In other words, the two differing contents makes both of them harder and harder to swallow. But despite that, the contents of both matched in that they told of a witch in a tale. So is that the main point of the writer, that the writer wanted to get across to us? It seemed to me that the only possible explanation is that someone who wanted to give rise to an illusion of a witch carried out this crime for their own enjoyment. However, the 17 people other than Aunt Ava lost their lives, and a vast wealth, or maybe even 10 tons of gold, had moved around secretly in the darkness. It doesn't feel right for a confession occurring after all that to bring up this illusion of the witch. Even if we ignore the magazine's theories, it's very doubtful that the message bottle really was a diary. After all, the amount of writing was massive. It's hard to imagine that someone actually caught up in the middle of a serial murder like that would be able to calmly write it down. In that case, it's probably more realistic that this diary was written slowly over a long period of time, up until the day prior to the accident. In that case, would it mean that everything on Rokkenjima was a planned crime with everything prepared for over a long stretch of time? The fact that Aunt Ava left this world without saying anything is infuriating. She definitely said it on her deathbed. She definitely said that her reason for not telling me the truth was because it was her best way of harassing me. Yeah, by now it's painfully obvious. Of all the things Aunt Ava did to harass me, this was probably the last and the greatest. But thinking of it this way, it's pretty doubtful that Aunt Ava is the true culprit. Of course, that's not because the handwriting on the message bottle was different from Aunt Ava's or anything like that. It's because in both tales that were discovered, Aunt Ava was included among the victims. Well, there we go. So it seems like they're telling tales of the other episodes that we've seen. The only thing I wonder is, was the first episode the real one? The one that really happened? Or was this episode the real one that really happened? I mean, obviously it's probably something like both, but I don't know. If the writer of that diary was the culprit, maybe Aunt Ava was also one of the targets to be killed. Maybe Aunt Ava survived because something went wrong. Because I hated Aunt Ava, I came to believe that she had to be the culprit, but the existence of the message bottle makes me suspect that the mastermind is a far more profound and unknown person than her. I looked at the clock. I've heard more than enough. It's time. As he continued to speak fervently, I suggested that I wanted to bring this discussion to a close. He seemed to be aware that he'd gotten excited and talked too much, so he quickly accepted this.
今日は本当にありがとうございました。貴重なお話が聞けたと思います。
いえいえ、ウィッチハントの新しい仲間に若いお嬢さんを迎えできて本当に楽しかったです。今日は歌詞を変えてしまったのでお見せできなかった貴重な資料がいくつもあります。次の機会の時にはぜひそれをお見せしましょう。
ありがとう先生。最後に聞いてもいいですか？
はい、何でしょうか。
先生はどうして魔女に、いえ、神秘学や悪魔学に興味を？
それを言われると恥ずかしい。不思議な力が使えたなら意地悪なガキ大将にも負けないのに。という子供の頃の妄想がそのままライフワークになってしまっただけです。未知なる力への憧れというプリミティブな願望は今も昔も普遍的ですからな。
先生はなれるものなら魔女になりたいですか？思うがままに魔法を使ってみたいという夢を今も？
もちろんですとも。この年になりそういうものが実在しないと理屈では分かっていても、それでもなお空を飛んでみたい、鉄くずを黄金に変えてみたいという子供のような夢は忘れられずにいます。学生たちにはどうか内密に。
私が実は魔女だと言ったらお信じになります？
女は魔女であるというのが私のささやかな女性経験からの持論です。
And snorted at the old professor, who must have been an earnest scholar with barely any experience with women.
そうそう。最後にもう一つだけ質問を。先生はメッセージボトルの実物をご覧になったことは？
ありますとも。
では、その筆跡についてもお詳しいですか？
もちろん。その道の専門家ではありませんが、メッセージボトルの筆跡に関してだけは日本で最も詳しいと自負していますとも。
So if she showed him Maria's diary, he could probably compare the two. At that point, Anne set a book on the desk with a thud.
これは初めて見るものです。
He prided himself on his thorough knowledge of all literature related to Rokenjima, and he looked bewildered at this binding that he hadn't seen before. Ignoring him, Anne silently flipped through the pages, opened to one of them and showed him. On that page was a handwritten paragraph beginning with, "To my beloved witch apprentice." And at the end there was a signature in katakana that said, Beatrice.
それは...
The instant he glanced at it, his face went pale. She knew the answer before asking, but Ange asked it aloud anyway.
このページに記されている文章の筆跡はメッセージボトルの筆跡と一致しますか？
いや、持ち帰って詳しく調べない方には。失礼だが、この本は一体どこに？
The man stretched out his hand, but Ange pulled it back, as though telling him not to touch it with his filthy hands.
ありがとう。その反応だけで結構です。今日はありがとうございました。これ、お約束の謝礼です。
So basically the person who wrote the notes, or the message bottles, is not Maria, but it's the person who claims to be Beatrice, the person who Maria met. Which, I don't know who that would be at this point. I mean, like, logically, the only people that would make sense would be either Rosa or Kumasawa. I guess it could be Ava, or maybe Natsuhi or Jessica or Shannon. But I guess maybe Kirie too. I guess any of the women it could be. But just for, I don't know why, but Rosa and Kumasawa are the people that come to mind first, before anything else. Anyway. As she stood up, clutching Maria's diary, Ange carelessly tossed a wad of 10,000 yen notes wrapped with a strip of paper onto the table. As Ange turned her back to him and made to leave, the man raised his voice as though clinging to her. But Ange didn't stop walking.
お願いだ。その本は一体。謝礼はいらない。その本を見せてくれ。
私とあなたはウィッチハントの同志だけど、求める深さが違うみたい。あなたが楽しんでるのは猫箱の外側。そして私が知りたいのは猫箱の内側。そしてこの一冊はその猫箱を開く鍵ね。あなたには過ぎてるわ。じゃあね。グッバイジェントルメン。Have a nice day.
待ってくれ！スマレラさん！
His voice didn't reach her. She had already joined up with Amakusa and gone into the car.
収穫はありましたか?
I guess she used her mother's maiden name instead of her Uchidamiya name, because obviously that would draw way too much suspicion when meeting with someone like that.
最後の最後にね。やっぱりそうだった。メッセージボトルを記したのはベアトリーチェ本人だった。
そいつはクールだ。魔女は実在するで決着で。
さあね。寝ていい？あのおしゃべり教授、きっと講義では自分の世界に入っちゃって寝ちゃう子続出だと思うわ。
You know, come to think of it, I'm pretty sure it probably wouldn't be Rosa, because Beatrice is somebody who Maria has said that she only gets to see at the family conferences, right? So, it would probably be someone else. Someone like, Kumasawa, or Shannon, or Kirie. I'm really doubtful that it's Ava, honestly. I think that she's not Beatrice, but she was the culprit in episode 3's murders, or at least most of them. But, I don't think she's Beatrice. Natsuhi is pretty suspicious, though, and so is Jessica.
どうぞどうぞ、お休みを。
しかし、うまくいくもんね。あいつ、私のこと、スマデラだと最後まで信じてたわ。
The Sumadera family had set up a web beforehand around any people Ange might try to contact. They had offered a reward to anyone who could take Ushidamiya Ange into custody if she appeared. Ange had foreseen that and snatched it away. She had called herself Sumadera, and after cleverly tricking the man by saying her own subordinates would set up an ambush, so he didn't need to worry about it. She had taken him outside. So, when the Sumadera family pursuers reached the professor's house, there was no longer anyone there.
家人の話では午前中にスマデラを名乗る若い男女が訪れ、教授を連れ出したきりまだ帰宅しないそうです。裏をかかれた可能性が。
いけない子ね、エンジェちゃんは。そういう悪知恵、姉さんの血なのかしらね。あんなに名乗るのは嫌だと言ってたスマデラの名を気安く名乗ってくれちゃうなんて。そのうち教授もお戻りになるだろうさ。そしたらソチャでも振る舞わないとね。
はっ、了解しました。
私を手玉に取ったつもりかしら。やんちゃな子なんだから。
With a demonic look on her face, Kasumi violently stamped her heel. I'll teach you about my magic of origins. No, I taught you before, right? And you used it before. Did you forget? You were also a witch apprentice, Ange, with your name entered into Mariage Sorcière, weren't you?
私も魔女に加えてもらったんだっけ?
I closed Maria's diary and flopped down on a very high-class-looking bed. I'd slept deeply for a long time in the car, so it took longer than usual for drowsiness to set in, and I read the diary as I waited. This was a super expensive hotel in the city. Since it was used often by the rich and the famous, they were very big on confidentiality. That made it very convenient for Ange to escape her pursuers. The idea that renegades should spend their nights hiding in cheap hotels is a commoner's way of thinking. To Ange, who possessed all the wealth of the Yoshidamiya family, renegade life was comfortable indeed. Of course, even though he was a guard, Amakusa was a man and therefore in a separate room. Ange used the bedroom of the suite, and Amakusa lay on the sofa in the living room. According to Amakusa, the sofas here were more pleasant than his own beds had been recently. Poor guy. When I looked at the clock, I saw that it was almost 2 o'clock in the middle of the night. I'm still not getting sleepy. I sighed deeply. At that time, even though there was no wind, I had the feeling that Maria One-chan's diary fluttered. Then, One-chan appeared. Well, we got this, but it didn't actually tell us anything new. Her form was no longer the normal one I'd known. She was wearing the dress that Beatrice had given her after acknowledging her as a witch.
もう寝ないと明日が辛いよ。
私も魔女なら魔法が使えるのよね。
うん。使えるよ。教えてあげたでしょ。使い方。昔は使えたはずだよ。
覚えてる。使いたくなった。
寂しくなった？
別に。毎日枕が違うくらいのことで辛くなんてならないわ。
魔法の最初の一歩は寂しいからとか退屈だからとか、そのくらいのささやかな理由でいいの。
眠くなるまでの暇つぶしだとしても。
うん。エンジがもう一度魔法のことを思い出してくれて、マリアは嬉しい。
It's been quite a long time since I last used magic. At one point, with Mario and Eitan's introduction, I touched a corner of it and opened the door a tiny bit. So I should still remember that sensation.
今の演者はかなり魔法の力が衰えてる。基本に忠実じゃないと難しいよ。
うん。四方を確認。静かな空間を確保。
天草さんは？
寝てるわ。
After opening the door to the living room a crack, I could see the blanket caterpillar on the sofa roll over in its sleep.
今の演者の弱い魔力では半魔法力の影響を受けすぎる。人の姿だけじゃない。声も音も気配さえも演者の魔法の邪魔をする。それらを完璧に立って古代魔術師たちがアトリエを閉ざして孤独を守ったように。
覚えてるわ。人間の存在自体が魔法を妨げる。故に人に魔法を見せるということそのものがとても高位な魔女の証だったわね。
Obtain a quiet space for yourself while alone. That should be enough to prepare a space to use magic.
次によりしろ。今の演者には自転車の補助輪、いえチェーンくらい大事。
これは当然無理よね。
And rubbed her own head. She wore hair accessories there with pink gems attached. They felt a little childish for Ange, but she never took them off, not even for a single day.
今の演者にはとても無理。あの日から一日も休むことなく修行していたなら、あるいは今頃は呼び出すことができたかもしれないね。
今から修行したらどのくらいかかるの？
魔女の修行は幼き日の1年が老いの10年と同じ価値があると言われてる。相当の覚悟がいるよ。
それこそ後ろ身や金蔵くらいに？ピアノもバイオリンも魔法も幼い頃からの英才教育が大事なのね。
今の演者は初めて魔法を使えた時よりもその力が落ちている。無理をしないで基本に忠実に。
After stubbornly rubbing those things on my head one more time, I gave up. Then I started fishing through the knapsack, looking for anything that might make a good vessel.
これならよりしろにはぴったりじゃない？
懐かしい。それならば今の演者でも召喚できると思うよ。それには今主がいない。演者が新しい主になるのも可能なはず。
Among the things that looked like good vessels, I took the one I thought might possess the strongest magical power, and set it on the side table near the bed with a clatter. It was a shady-looking, stake-shaped weapon with an occult design inscribed on it. It was one of the 7 stakes of purgatory which the witch used to offer sacrifices. When the police had been searching the family's possessions, they had collected a large amount of junk. After the investigation had finished, these had been politely returned to the Ushinomiya family. Finding something that I'd seen in the pictures of Maria's diary, I took it home with me.
煉獄の七杭はもともと7本で一揃いだった。気の毒にね。今はもう彼女1本だけ。
One-chan smiled, looking lonely. I pulled another book out of the knapsack. This was also old-fashioned, and you could tell that it was an occult book just by looking. But its contents were plain. It was one of Maria One-chan's elaborate notebooks. This wasn't a diary. This was a grimoire which she had written as a witch. The 7 Stakes of Purgatory are Beatrice's furniture, created by her and employed only for her sake. But since Beatrice is also a witch of mariage sorcière, they could be employed by Maria, a witch of the same alliance. For that reason, the method of summoning the 7 Stakes of Purgatory and how to handle them was written about in great detail in Maria One-chan's grimoire. And, as another person with their name registered in that alliance, I was also permitted to employ them.
この杭は7姉妹の誰？
マリアの魔導書に彼女らの特徴がよく記されてるよ。7杭の姉妹は名前を間違えられることをとても嫌う。召喚する前によく彼女らの名前を思い出して。
A packed page told of the 7 Stakes of Purgatory. It described the 7 sisters in great detail. Yes. I think I memorized almost this entire page once in the past. The more I read it, the more I start to remember. By the pictures and characteristics written of on this grimoire, I could tell that the stake in my hand was Mammon's stake. In the past, I hadn't had any stakes, so I'd summoned them without any vessel. So this was the first time I'd clearly seen any of the 7 stakes, let alone Mammon.
マモン、五女。7つの大罪の強欲を司る。すごい子よね。
強欲は向上心、上昇志向、生きる強さなども司る。決して悪い意味だけではないんだよ。口は悪いけど、とても頑張り屋さんな子だし。
そうね。欲がないってことは、つまり生きてる理由がないってことだし。
For a while, I heightened my concentration and digested the information that was written about Mammon. The more the summoner knows about the target that's being summoned, the better. Knowledge is connected to magical power. I began to fill my head with knowledge about Mammon, raising a necessary amount of magical power for a summoning.
魔導書ってちょっとだけ面白いわね。下手くそな小説を読むよりよっぽど面白いかもしれない。なんだか懐かしい気持ちになるわ。
魔導書はただ文字を読み取るだけじゃなく、行間から世界を膨らませたり、挿絵から世界を生み出したりと、様々な想像を要求されるの。生み出す力。これを持つエンジェになら、どんな本よりも魔導書は面白いはずだよ。エンジェになら理解できるってマリアはずっと知ってたもの。
マモンの知識、これで十分だと思うわ。うん、だいたい蘇った。やってみる。
しっかりね。いざという時に備えて私の護符を。今の君は同盟の条約に守られてない。マモンは少し喧嘩っ早いところがある子。あるいはまだ恨んでるかも。注意して。
うん、身につけることにする。
The 7 Stakes of Purgatory, as furniture used to make sacrifices for a ceremony, were treated as beings inferior even to weapons. But that was only when compared to other demons. To humans, furniture is something to be feared. I fished through the knapsack again, took out a bracelet charm with a scorpion medal that I'd gotten from Maria One-chan long ago, and put it on my arm. In the past, I hadn't needed something like this. But I need insurance.
大丈夫。それにはまだ十分な魔法防御が備わってる。それを身につけている限り絶対に大丈夫。
Marionne-chan's magic power, which had been specially put into this charm, had been enough to earn even Beatrice's admiration. While it may have looked like something cheap to a human who couldn't understand magic, its magical worth was incalculable.
Sa, oide nasai. Tsumi o yurushi nasai. Rengoku no 7 kuiが1つ。強欲のマモン。
I focused my mind. I made the magic-repelling toxin that filled my body 0. Imagine an untainted, vast space. Doubts and common sense all resist magic. Make the resistance 0 and erase the burden on the magical power. Inside my head was the image of a vast space. It was a nighttime world where I floated in the air and the neon stars over the ground sparkled. A world where the stars that should have covered the sky were wiped away by the light from below that covered the ground. In the world of a vast night sky with no obstructions, I imagined the wind blowing through at will. At that time, in a room where there shouldn't have been any wind, the free nighttime wind kicked up a cyclone. A long-forgotten sensation raced through my entire body. It was the unique feeling of exultation that comes from using magic. Mammon's stake, which I held out in my hand, gradually began to make me feel a pale light. A twisting cyclone with the stake at the center. The hefty stake floated a bit into the air.
見事だよ。ブランクは君から才能を奪わなかったね。
さあ、おいでなさい。罪を許しなさい。煉獄の7悔が1つ。強欲のマモン。その姿を私に見せなさい。
After I raised my hands bit by bit, lifting them higher than my head. As though it was being attracted upwards, Mammon's stake once again floated up high into the air and gradually began to shake. That shaking began to grow faster, and it burst. With a speed faster than the eye could follow, it flew around, violently rebounding off the walls of the room. The terrible sound of it dancing around threatened to make me flinch. However, I must not lose my mental concentration. Then the stake, which had been flying around at an incredible speed, finally stopped and faced me. It was in the air just a few centimeters away from my forehead, and held back by the defensive barrier created by the scorpion charm. It had tried to break the defensive barrier, eating into it with an incredible power, but Marionne-chan's barrier wouldn't be broken so easily. The stake muttered hatefully. It was probably safe to say that the scorpion charm saved me. Without that, my attempt at killing time until I got sleepy would have killed my time for all eternity. The high-quality furniture created by Beatrice. Leviathan often... Oh, now we just got all of them. Yeah, so that's Mammon. I thought Mammon was the green one, but apparently I was wrong. The green one is Leviathan. Yeah, okay. And there's one more that I don't remember. I think it was another one with brown hair, and I think it had pigtails. Let me just try and remember that one real quick. Asmodeus, the youngest. Okay. Alright. When Mammon's stake realized that it was unable to gouge me, it gave up and grew docile, changing its form from that of a stake into a human. In that same old outfit that I'd never be able to walk around outside in. although you could say it suited her in a demonic sort of way.
園児様なの？ずいぶんとみすぼらしい魔力だけど、本当に園児様？
お久しぶりね、マモン。元気にしてた？
てっきり、もう約5面の家具は何度で朽ち果てるだけだと思ってました。それで、これはどういう余興で？まさか、私の所有者が園児様とでもおっしゃるつもりで？
うん。園児が君の主人だよ。
マリア卿、これはお見苦しいところを。先ほどの結界はマリア卿の？
今の園児じゃひょっとしたら君にやられてしまうかもしれないって思ったからお符を貸したの。
マリア卿に私の主人が園児様だと言われたんじゃ断りようも。園児様、何なりとご命令を。私が必要とされるということは、新しい儀式を、新しい生贄を、もっとも私を使いこなし、自らの手を汚す程度の覚悟が終わりならぬ話ですが。
その役割は私はもう求めてないわ。昔同様にただ話し相手になってくれるだけで十分よ。
家具は使われてこそ家具。お呼び出しいただいただけで光栄ですとも。園児様。
Mammon had a slightly complicated smile on her face. She accepted her new master because Maria had told her to. But it looked like she hadn't gotten over her discontent at working for Ange with her frail magical power. Perhaps she had some other reason for hating Ange, but for now it seemed that she couldn't disobey even if she wasn't happy about it.
それで、私は何をすれば？
わからない。適当に賑やかにしてくれればいいわ。昔みたいに。
お言葉ですが、多分、園児様がおっしゃる賑やかさとは、私たち姉妹の騒ぎのことだと思います。私一人では難しいかと。お忘れで？
そうだね。7姉妹はみんなが揃うと本当に賑やかだったもんね。でも今の園児の魔力じゃマモンを呼び出すのが精一杯だと思う。他の6人の悔いも紛失してる。
恐れながらマリア卿、私の悔いを経由し7姉妹に語りかけ呼び出すことは不可能ではないかと。私を刺激されるのでしたら、その程度の力は園児様にはお持ちいただきたいところですが。
Mammon grinned. Apparently, she wanted me to summon the other sisters without a vessel. I see. Since she's unable to satisfy herself with being summoned alone, she's asking for the other sisters to be summoned as well. I get it. Greed. Yes, she was like this back then, wasn't she? To furniture, the times during which they are used are bliss. No matter how badly they are exploited, being used is furniture's joy. On the contrary, regardless of how nice you are to them, not being given a job is more painful than anything in their eyes. Mammon spoke in a challenging way, but she wanted me to summon the other sisters somehow and rescue them from the world of nothingness. If that's the case, all she's gotta do is say so. These demon people can never just say what they mean.
園児、無理しないで。マモンを呼び出せただけでリハビリには十分だよ。
あら、一人だけでリハビリになっちゃうの？どうせ暇つぶしよ。いいわ、マモン。乗りかかった船だわ。呼べるところまで呼んであげる。
本当に？さすが園児様！さあさあ、早く早く！
Apparently, even though she'd asked, Mammon hadn't really expected Ange to do this. She hopped around, badgering Ange to summon the other sisters. Summoning Mammon alone consumed a considerable amount of physical and magical power. It'll probably be pretty tough to do 6 more. I'm awed by the magical power of those who can summon sisters like this at will with a snap of their fingers, and who therefore reach the level where they can be called witches.
マモン、エンジェに無理をさせないで。エンジェはまだ本調子じゃないから。
エンジェ様はみんなを召喚してくれるって言いました？
Actually, I only said I'd call as many as I could. I guess that's greed for you.
無理しないで、エンジェ。もう今日は休んだ方がいい。君は十分疲れてるよ。
いいわよ。どうせ暇つぶし。ばったり寝込めるくらいに疲れさせてもらうわ。
This time there's no vessel. I'll have to strengthen the image from my knowledge of the grimoire and materialize them with just that. I held my hands out into the air, replaying in my head the sensation from when I'd summoned Mammon. I'm acquainted with all of the 7 sisters, right? I've got to remember that time long ago, when I talked with them. Once again, the power of magic began to fill me up. It let off a faint and yet distinct pale light from both of my hands.
エンジ様、しっかり頑張って。ねえ、マリア卿、エンジ様は必ずみんなを呼び出してくださいますよね。また7姉妹は再会できますよね。ね。
うん、きっとね。でも、それが今夜という保証はないよ。
エンジ様ならできますって。エンジ様、お願い。末っ子のアスモから。
アスモデウス7女。わかった。末っ子から順番に呼ぶわ。
A strand of hot sweat dripped down from my forehead. This really is gonna be one hell of a burden to carry. The pale light in the space began to slowly form into the outline of a girl.
おいでなさい。煉獄の7杭の一つ。色欲のアスモデウス。
There was no vessel, however, as I held a strong conviction that she definitely did exist there as a core. Her form began to crystallize. Her outline became distinct, and the form of the youngest of the 7 sisters, Asmodeus, was finally created.
色欲のアスモデウス、ここに。ここはどこ？私は生きてるの？アスモン、よかった。マモン姉さん、ここは一体。私を呼び出したのは誰なの？
エンジ様が私たちをみんな蘇らせてくれるって。
No, I didn't.
エンジ様、ありがとう。次はベルゼをお願いします。
ベルゼブブ6女。王色のベルゼブブ。さあさあ、おいでなさい。
At this rate, I wonder how many I'll be able to summon. If I can't focus, this is probably it. The pale light made an outline and formed into Beelzebub.
王色のベルゼブブ、ここに。ベルゼー！エンジ様、すごい！
Mammon and Asmodeus jumped into Beelzebub, celebrating their reunion. Or jumped onto Beelzebub. I'd summoned 3 people at once. My head was throbbing. Gotta summon the next one without stopping for a break.
さあさあ、おいでなさい。煉獄の7杭の一つ。怠惰のベルフェゴール。
Belphegor is the best one, by the way.
怠惰のベルフェゴール、ここに。なんと、私がまだ必要とされるとは。
ベルフェゴ
調子で次はサタンネオ。ベビアネーもルシネーも。
ええ、分かってるわ。だからお願い、あまりうるさくしないで。4人同時は結構きつい。
エンジ、もうそれ以上無理をしないで。これだけ久しぶりなのによく4人も召喚できたよ。
よせマモン、今のエンジェ様には我らの召喚は負担を強いている。エンジェ様、どうかご無理をなされませんよ。
私は嫌。エンジ様は約束したもん。また私たちみんなと遊んでくれるって。
No,
ねえ、エンジ様、みんなとまた会えるって。すぐに会えるって約束した。
そうね、約束したわ。すぐにがいつのこととは約束しなかったけど、確かに私は約束したわ。
だから守って。じゃないと私は今日までそれを忘れていたエンジェ様を許さない。
さあさあ、おいでなさい。煉獄の7杭の一つ、憤怒のサタン。
my mind's getting hazy, but I'll call. Even though I'd forgotten about those days, even though I'd never thought of that time as anything but sad and lonely, because the short time I spent with them was fun without a doubt.
憤怒のサタン、ここに。
私たちが井戸端会議をするだけでどれだけエンジェ様に負担をかけてるか分かってんの？
Satan, who had apparently figured out the situation immediately after being summoned, cried out in a loud voice, telling her sisters off. That loud voice made my consciousness hazy again.
私たちはベアトリーチェ様より休むことを許された役目を終えた家具なのよ。再びお役に立てる機会を賜るどころか、新しい主人の負担になるなんて、そんなの家具の直れ。早く姿を消しなさい。
うん、サタンネーの言う通りだ。姿を消す。お前たちも姿を消せ。それがこの瞬間一番エンジェ様のお役に立てる。
私は嫌よ。みんなを呼び出してもらえるまでは嫌。私も嫌。お腹すいた。じゃなくて、やっと再会したばかりなのにもう帰るなんて嫌。
わがまま言って、ほらとっとと姿を消す。ほらアスもさっさと消えなさい。
サタン姉さんがいじめた。いつも末っ子からなんてずるい。
実に賑やかね。退屈しない。
もう十分だよ。今のエンジェには限界を超えてる。
そう。
With 5 of them summoned and messing around as they pleased, the load was far too heavy for me, with the meager magical power I had at that moment. This is it. As my consciousness went hazy, I fell over onto the bed. If beds always felt this soft. It seemed that the sisters were still squabbling together as much as they liked. For a way to kill time until drowsiness comes to get me. This is enough. Feeling something warm and nostalgic in the sisters' liveliness, I sank into a world of deep sleep. At the entrance to my dream world, I felt Mario Onechan and Sakutaro waiting to receive me.
お疲れ様。そして頑張ったね。
ウリュウ、おかえり、エンジェ。
Welcome back, huh? Then I should respond like this. I'm home. " so we're gonna end it there. So until next time, take care, and I will see you then.